Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, August 26th, 2015, the big story in the media was the shooting hoax in Roanoke. Another headline the mainstream media snuck out was the death of Marcy Borders, known as Dust Lady, who died at age 42. And with regards to the number 42, it is a very Freemason, Masonic number. It is connected to the September 11th attacks. It's often coded on the things that divide us in this world. And remember, the Freemasons believe in conquering through dividing. This number is put on race, religion, women, things that divide us. Think about how we're divided as a people. We're divided by race. We're divided by religion. We're divided by sex. We're divided by sexuality. We're divided by political party. This number 42 is coded on all of these things. We are living in a world ruled by Freemasons. I want to show you just how sick this coding is, Truth Seeker, how it pertains to race, how it pertains to 9/11, and why I'm also suspicious of this story. What I think the truth here is the character actor known as Marcy Borders came to an end at age 42. So let's begin by decoding. Let me show you all that is suspicious about this 42. The word Freemason in Pythagorean gematria sums to 42. Again, it's the Freemasons who believe in conquering by dividing. Think about how in this nation's history it took women a very long period of time to get rights, just as it took black people a very long period of time to get rights. The word female, the word lady, and the word bitch all have gematria of 42. Again, Dust Lady has just died at 42. And her name, with those MB initials, M is the 13th letter, 1 plus 3 becomes 4, B is the second letter. Her initials break down to 42. In addition to this number being coded on women, it's been coded on black Americans all throughout history. Think about how Jackie Robinson, called up to the white major leagues as the first black MLB player, wore the number 42. It's no nice tribute. It's part of a sick joke. The month of February, known as Black History Month, has gematria of 42. February 28th, the last day of the month, is the 59th day of the year. The number 59 is also coded all over black Americans. Look at the word nigger, the most hateful word for black Americans. Gematria of 42, but breaks down to 597759. Ends the 14th letter, 1 plus 4 becomes 5. We compress each letter to a single digit and sum. That's how it's done. What's interesting is only the numbers 5 and 9 have simple English gematria of 42, how it all ties together. These Masons, they spin number webs. The words Negro, slave, and blues all have gematria of 59. After the Michael Brown killing, another person with MB initials, they put out an image of Darren Wilson, the police officer shooter, wearing a blues t-shirt with the number 42 on it. These numbers that get coded on black Americans. And making matters worse, in Jewish gematria, the word kill has gematria of 59. 59, kill, the kill number. Motown Records came out in the year 59. Miles Davis came out in 59. Marvin Gaye was the king of Motown. Marvin Gaye has a 4-2 April 2nd birthday. He was killed on his last day of being 44. The kill number in simple English gematria is 44. So 59 and 44 are related through killing. These numbers coded on Marvin Gaye and a whole lot more. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on 4/4/1968, the same year World Trade Center construction began, the same year 911 was made the national emergency dialing code. Think about that. World Trade Center construction, 911, same year. Space Odyssey 2001 came out that year. That's 33 years before 2001. The World Trade Centers would open 4/4/73, the 5-year anniversary of the MLK assassination. They opened up on 4/4, the kill number. They lasted for 28 years. Show you something about 33 and 28, True Seeker. 33 and 28 both have gematria of 156, and this is a number connected to God. And these Masons do all their tributes to God, but I think the Masons worship a different God than most people. Hopefully you can figure out what I'm saying. Freemasonry is Satanism in disguise. So anyway, here's the picture of Dust Lady, who died at 42. A part of me even wonders if the reason this story is being put before our eyes is because what they're also doing in the media right now. We've had the story of Rachel Dolezal and the Black Lives Matter founder being white people pretending to be black. Black Lives has gematria of 33 and 42. Rachel Dolezal was busted in the 42nd state, Washington. Both of them have name gematria of 42 and 59 connections. It's just so redundant, Truth Seeker. What I'm talking about is not a coincidence. This is something I've researched for years. It is beyond proven at this point. What I am showing you is fact, not coincidence. For anyone thinking that this might be a coincidence. Anyone thinking that is a coincidence theorist, just go look through all the information I've put together. The name Rodney King equals 59. Birthday of April 2nd. He was beaten on 3/3, March 3rd by the LAPD with gematria of 33, by the police with gematria of 33, when Race War has gematria of 33. Right now they're building a repeat of this with what they've done in Maryland. Just wait until the police verdict comes and they're all cleared. Freddie equals 42, Gray equals 24. Maryland and California are the only two states with 88 gematria. These people are relentless. They do everything by the numbers. Also, this number 42 is very central to New York City. NYC, the abbreviation, has gematria of 42. Of course, the 9/11 attacks happened in New York City. They happened on September 11th, the day that leaves 111 days remaining in the year. It's also New Year's Day on the Coptic calendar. Notice that New York, though, has gematria of 111. The World Trade Centers were giant 11s in the New York skyline, and New York is the 11th state. Everything that happened on 9/11 was long planned even before the buildings existed. A book came out shortly after World War II called The Two Towers that was released on November 11th, 11/11. I'm telling you, Truth Seeker, all this stuff was planned. A book came out called The Final Jihad, written by the brother of the Oklahoma governor before the Oklahoma City bombing. The main character in that book is called Tom McVeigh, a lot like Tim McVeigh. He blows up the Oklahoma City building. He flies planes into the World Trade Centers. All this stuff was written about in books long before it ever happened. And ever since September 11th, 2001, long before I had any of this knowledge, I've always seen that that day was a hoax. I've always seen that it was a planned event waged against us as propaganda for the purposes of divide and conquer. Think about how we've been taught to hate Muslims, Islamic people, believe in lies, come conditioned to fear the word terrorist. Terrorist, terrorist, terrorist. We'll get to that and how it's connected to 42 in just a moment. Anyhow, Marcy Borders with her MB 42 initials, dead at 42. Her nickname Dust Lady has some interesting gematria. Most importantly, this 106 connection. The word prophecy equals 106. And right now what we're living out in this nation is a man-made prophecy being waged against us. September 11th is part of that, and all these other hoaxes, even prior to and since, are all part of this man-made prophecy pre-planned being waged against us. Think about the initials MB, Michael Brown. Michael Brown shot in Ferguson, Missouri. 42 gematria, provoking the race war. From the reporting, I can't believe my sister is gone, says Michael Borders, another MB, another 42. We lost our very own hero, her cousin El Nordo, Borders wrote. Look at Michael, a name with 33 gematria, and of course these MB 42 initials. And El Nordo, Borders, supposedly her cousin, another 33 name. Again, the World Trade Centers lasted for 33 years. Numbers of the hoax. Freelance photographer Stan Honda took the famous photograph as Borders escaped the collapsing building through a cloud of dust. I mean, just think about it, Truth Seeker. It's just too easy to see through what was going on that day for real. The name Stan Honda, who took the photo, has gematria of 33 and 42. 42 again, what do you know? And Stan Honda in simple English gematria sums to 96. The number of Freemasons, Satanism, and knowledge. Freemasons are Satanists in disguise. They pride themselves on being the keepers of knowledge. And that name Honda has simple English gematria of 42. I mean, how much 42 can you code into one story? I hope that those of you who see these headlines are making all these connections before I'm even doing these videos. That would make me very happy to hear. With regards to 42 and 9/11, this is what I want to show you, Truth Seeker. If you write out 42 in gematria, it sums to 142. And this is also true of the number 39. And 39 is very heavily coded on New York. But let's stick with 42. 42 has gematria of 142. And the reason that's interesting is because the 9/11 attacks lasted 1 hour, 42 minutes. And those attacks really brought the word terrorist to the forefront. The word terrorist also has gematria of 142. The terrorist was named as Osama bin Laden. Osama. And then not long after teaching the world to hate Muslims, after blaming the lie on Muslims, they give us President Obama, all part of the rigged joke which rhymes with Osama. President Obama has this gematria of 142. Again, this number connects to 42, the number coded on black people. We're talking about the first black president, who's the 44th president. The word kill has gematria of 44, which connects with MLK. The first president to ever die in office died on April 4th. The last president to die in office was John F. Kennedy, the 44th term president. And notice also that gematria 59, the numbers that get coded all over black Americans. The signs of the agenda, as many black people know all too well, even without the numbers. Anyhow, the September 11th attack, like I said, lasted an hour and 42 minutes, or 102 minutes. United States of America has gematria of 84 and 102. And we're going to close out by watching the news footage of the woman who died at 42 talking about that day. She says she got to work at 8:40, a lot like 84. Obama, also very much connected to this number 84. Obama in Jewish gematria equals 84. His birthday is August 4th. He's a lawyer, which has gematria of 84. A number connected to the Jesuits. A number connected to the Lincoln assassination. Obama from the land of Lincoln. 102 minutes that changed America. Everything about this is coded. Minutes that changed America has gematria of 116, 911 upside down. This is how the Masons do us, Truth Seeker. Stories and details by the numbers. Let's close out by watching Dust Lady give us a retelling of the day. I honestly cannot tell you from watching this how sincere her story is. She cries and breaks down with emotion. But at the same time, Truth Seeker, what I would keep in mind is that if this woman was a willing participant in this agenda, perhaps her tears that she shows here are really tears of sadness for participating in a hoax and knowing the truth. If she really did die, perhaps she was killed because she was a willing participant and an agent, and the real puppeteers, the people behind this hoax, don't want to keep people like her around. All possible. We'll close out with this interview.
I got there like 8:40, and it was
8:40.
just the beginning of the day. Like, I'm right before my computer was turned on. You knew that something's going on because every other floor underneath you is trying to get on the stairwell at the same time. That's when it just caught me, the debris, and it just like threw me on all fours, and, like, buried me.
You cannot hear the chaos, but it is there, as is the panic. All of it wrapped in a nearly golden glow, covered in smoke and soot. The photograph taken, Marcy Borders, 9/11, frozen in time. She is 28 from Bayonne, New Jersey, the mother of a...
She's 28. She was 28 when it happened. Again, the World Trade Centers had been open for 28 years. One of these numbers connected to God.
A 9-year-old daughter, a former legal assistant for the Bank of America, once headquartered on the 81st floor of the North Tower.
True Seeker, Bank of America was originally established as the Bank of Italy connected to the Vatican. Bank of America's symbol is a U.S. flag made out of 311s if you look at it carefully. It's 311 stripes. 11 plus 11 plus 11 is 33, like KKK. Bank of America is heavily invested in these hoaxes. In Charlotte, where Bank of America is headquartered, if you're not aware, Charlotte is the second richest city in the nation, only behind New York because all of the banks are headquartered there. But anyway, in Bank of America's tower, there is a giant mural of chaos breaking out in the world, and in that mural is a blood moon and an eclipse. Something to think about.
After she escaped from the tower that morning, there was a brief chance encounter with a photographer.
I mean, it wasn't like, it was one of the best images you would want to view out in the world. You know, it's not like, you know, just looking at it just shows like how much fear, like, you know.
The fear since 9/11 has never left. 6 months has changed nothing. Her refuge is her 2-bedroom home. And across the water from Bayonne, a distant view, lies lower Manhattan. Marcy Borders has not gone back to work, nor has she returned even once to the city. She is a prisoner of September 11th.
I'm still on 9/11. I can't get it out of my head.
She's a prisoner of 9/11, and you know, if she was really there that day and these unfortunate things really happened to her and the photo was captured, I understand that. But at the same time, if you look through the evidence and you look at the majority of the people who've come out and spoken out about being there or losing family members there, almost all of them without exception have names that are coded in gematria summing to 33. It is such a bad joke. I've covered a lot of that on my blog and other videos. Also, if you go to the website cluesforum.com, they have recorded a lot of these fake crisis actors, witnesses. And if you just go through the index that Clues Forums put up and use the gematria skills that I've taught you, you will see how many of these people's names sum to 33. Also, with regards to Tiger Woods and his sex scandal, I can't think of that woman's name right now, but the woman who made the biggest noise and who was on the TV the most, she became famous in the first place because she lost a loved one supposedly on 9/11. And with regards to Tiger, that name sums to 59. Think about that old saying, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a nigger by his toe. Of course, a lot of people say it the more politically correct way of tiger, catch a tiger by his toe. The reason it's tiger is because of the gematria. Tiger 59, nigger 42, the numbers coded on black people. Masons gave us these little songs, these little sayings. We live in their sandbox. They've taught us all to hate since day one. There are black Masons, such as Joe Madison out there on the radio, constantly teaching their people to hate and divide. It's all sides, sellouts on all sides, Truth Seeker. It's not just white people. It's a gang dividing us all, using all races as agents.
I can't get it out of my head, and I wish.
She could be crying because she sold out.
Oh Lord, I just wish that I could just have a peace of mind, like, you know, like my brain is so packed. You know
Money isn't
I
everything.
I tell people, they're like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I just got so much on my brain." Like, you know, they don't understand that it's not them or. And I know everybody has life situations. There's some people who wake up with no cure to their disease, but at the same time, I just have a lot on my brain, and I've never had so much on my brain.
So I won't speculate anymore. But I know that most things on that date were staged. She might very well have been staged, and her actor identity might have come to an end at 42. I don't know if she's really dead or moving on under another identity. But make no mistake about it, Truth Seeker. This 42 coding, this is a Masonic thing. This is a divide and conquer thing. It's all part of a very sick agenda that so desperately needs to get exposed. Our language is based on numbers. It's why there's an alphabetic order. Somebody just forgot to tell us. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.